Okay, simultaneous equations by way of substitution and graphically. The first thing we do here, you convert all your equations to y equals mx plus c format. So the first thing you do is you start solving for either the q variable or the p variable. So now here I'm going to look for a p variable from starting with the equation 1. So I'm going to go minus 5p equals 16, take 2 to the other side is going to be 2q, right? And I'm going to divide throughout using minus 5, and minus 5. What is it going to give me? I'm going to be left with the p variable, and here is going to be 16 divided by 5, right? So I'm going to put it to the other side, and here it's going to be positive 2 over 5q, right? Take that to the other side, and to be 16 divided by 5. Okay, that's your equation 1, right? Equation 2, you will look for q. Q is equals to, or let me just do it manually. Q equals to 5 plus p, right? So now that's your equation 2. Now what you do now is you substitute equation 2 in equation 1, right? So that you have q equals 5 plus whatever is p, you substitute by q. 2 over 5 q minus 16 over 5, right? Now you solve for the q variable, which is q minus 2 over 5 q. Hope you could see that, equals to, I just took this to the other side, and it's going to be 5 minus 16 over 5. So now we're going to take over from there. Just make sure I put it there so you can see. Continuing, 1 over 1q, which is any number divided by 1 is that number, over 2 over 5q equals to 5 over 1 minus 16 over 5. This is a long route, but you know, get to the same answer. This is 5 here, sorry. Okay. LCD 5. 1 into 5 times 1 5, and you take down the q, you minus 5 into 5 1 times 2 q equals to, denominator again here, it's 5. How many times does 1 into 5? 1 time, 5 times 5, 25, minus 5 into 5 once, 16 times 16 times 1, right? So now here I have 5 minus q, 5q minus 2q, 3q over 5 equals to 25 minus 16, it's 9 over 5. Okay, so here you can just get rid of the 5s by multiplying both sides by 5, or 5 over 1. That will cancel that, that will cancel that. You'll be left with 3q equals to 9, right? So I want the q variable, right? Sorry, 3, right? So q will equals 3, right? And then since I've got q, I've got Q. Now I need to get P. Right? So I mean, go for an easier equation from both. That just makes your life easy. I mean, if you go for a more harder equation, it will take you more time. You'll get to the same answer, but you need to simplify things for yourself. All right? So I would go for a Q equals 5 plus P in equation 2, and wherever is Q, I'll put 3 equals 5 plus P. All right, and I will have P equals to 3 minus 5. Therefore, P is equals to minus 2. So my solution is Q is 3 and my P is minus 2. Okay, that's Q, which will resemble x-axis, and your y will be minus 2, which is P. I hope you understand. I don't confuse you a lot. So now we just did it by way of substitution. Okay, so now I'm gonna take this away for a while, and then let's graph this. Let's put it on graph. So we're gonna look at that and that, right? So this cannot be quantifiable, can it? It cannot. The only way to quantify it is using a calculator. So with a calculator, I'm going to say 16 divided by 5, which is 3.2. 16 divided by 5. Let me try again. 16 divided by 5 is 3.2. So I'm going to look for 3.2 somewhere in the graph, and it will be a negative. Okay, negative 3.2. Negative 3.2, right? That's what it means. Okay, so our y-intercept is negative 3.2. So you look for 3.2. 3.2 will be somewhere here on the graph. It will be somewhere here on the graph. Okay, negative 3.2. all right, that's your y-intercept. Now what does it say? 2 over 5. The 2 on top tells you how many times you go up, right? So you go up twice. That's 1. Remember, this is 3.2, right? In fact, this looks like 3.5. So 3.2 should be a little bit higher, just somewhere here, right? Because remember, we're not using a scale. If you're going to use a scale, then you will be precise with your graph. But with this, you have to use your common sense. 3.2 should be somewhere here, right? And there. You're welcome to use a scale so that your numbers are exact and precise. But if you don't have a scale, I don't know how you're going to get that. But this is the only way to do it. That's 3.2. That's 2.2. That's 1.2. So you move 1 from here, from 3.2 to 2.2, 2 to 1.2. Negative though, negative 1.2. So now that's how you move up. So you just moved up. You just moved up twice, right? And now your your sign here is positive, so it means you're gonna have to go to the right, to your right hand side, that direction. If this was a negative, then you were going to move to the left hand side, that direction. So I'm going 5 times, but to the positive direction. Where is 5? There is my 5. Okay, there. All right, so my initial intercept is here, 3.2. The second intercept is there. Initial intercept is there, second intercept there. So now what you do is between these 2 points, that one and that one, you put a ruler and draw your graph. There you are. So it's gonna be something like that. Okay. That's your first equation. Second equation, any number divided by that number is 1. But don't be confused. This is 1 over 1, right? Okay. So this equation here on top and this one is the same. So it's just the format I'm talking about. Y mx equals plus y equals mx plus c. Sorry. So basically that's how you do it, right? So now let's plot this one. Let's plot this one. So we will start from 1. 1 is here. Actually, no, not 1. We will start from 5. 5 is our y intercept. It's there. That's where you start. What happens from there? You look at this. 1 up, you move 1 up to 6 from 5, and you move to the positive direction again, but once this time. So you've got this point and that point. These are the 2 points that you have, right? So now you're going to join these 2 points like that. So let me just make sure that I've put it in a precise position. That's 5 and 1. We just remove it there. Just make it a point that it's 1, 6 and 1. It's going to be right there. Okay, so I'm going to conjoin the 2 points, and they're going to look like that, like this. Okay, so the first graph is, just wanted to check the slopes and stuff like that. No, not quite. I thought they're parallel slope, but not quite. So you look at the slope here is 1, and you look at the slope there is 0, is 1 over 5, which is probably 0 point something, so they're not quite parallel. Then they don't intersect, but the slopes are all positive. So you've got Q equals P plus 5. That's your first graph. And then the second graph is Q equals 2 over 5. Sorry, that's P, hey? P equals 2 over 5Q minus 16 over 5. You know, only way to get it is to do more exercises. Click the like button and subscribe. Thank you very much.